And the boycott against Target's new bathroom policy now surpassing 1 million supporters. And one pastor's YouTube video calling Target out is going viral. He's here to talk about it next.
Target, I need no further information to know that you have lost your loving mind. Are you kidding me? Your political correctness has caused you to do something extraordinarily stupid. No, Target, I need no further information to know that you have lost your ever-loving mind. Are you kidding me? Your political correctness has caused you to do something extraordinarily stupid. You know why? Because you're not targeting and being inclusive to transgender people by doing this. They make up 0.03% of the population. What you are targeting are perverts, pedophiles, people that are going to harm our children.
That was Tennessee Pastor Greg Locke blasting Target for its new transgender bathroom policy. More than 1 million Americans have now signed a pledge to boycott Target stores as a result of this policy, and it allows males who identify as females to use women's bathrooms and fitting rooms. Pastor Greg Locke is here with me now. Why did you make this video?
Well, I'd heard a lot in the media about the AFA boycott, and so I decided to go get it right from Target themselves. So I walked in, found a manager, asked them, to plainly let me know what the actual bathroom policy was, which I was surprised when they said that I could go into either of the restrooms that I self-identified with that particular day. And so I kind of pushed the issue and I said, so I could go to the women's room right now if I wanted to, and they said yes, and if anyone's uncomfortable, then they can see the management. So I was very shocked that they were so cavalier about that.
Pastor Locke, in your video, you say that there are not that many transgender people. So are you essentially saying that because there aren't that many of them, that they're not important or equal under corporate policies and the law?
Well, what I'm saying is it's never been an issue to this point, and what Target is trying to do is make a politically correct statement to the LGBT community, but I don't believe they need to, because we've never had this to be an issue or a problematic deal up until this point, because what they're doing, and it's happening even now in Texas and various places, as we're already hearing over the last 2 weeks, is people are bending this new rule, this new law, this new policy, whatever you want to call it, so that they can gain access to the restroom. And so I don't think this is a transgender issue. I think this is an issue where Target didn't think it through, and it's going to cause some great safety concerns.
But with all due respect, it is a transgender issue because it is targeting and discussing that very question when it comes to bathrooms. So I guess I'm curious to know, a lot of things evolve over time. Private companies, tech companies often have set new standards, and society has sometimes come around to that later. In the case of gay marriage, that's one of them. So do you feel like there's no room for evolution here in terms of where you stand?
Well, I certainly wouldn't stand with the LGBT community as far as what they would believe and what I would believe biblically and morally. As I said on Fox News, last week with Neil Cavuto, we'll be kind and we'll be compassionate, we'll speak the truth in love, but we're never going to see eye to eye. I think the reason the Target issue has become such a huge issue is because of North Carolina and Mississippi and recently Georgia and even my home state here in Tennessee with the boycotts and, Disney and the NFL and the NBA and various people that are upset with the North Carolina governor. And so I think this has brought all of it to light at the same time. But again, I want to be very clear about the fact that the video was specifically in response to the safety of our children, because as a 40-year-old man, they would let me walk right into the bathroom looking just like I look. I don't have to put on a dress to do it.
One last question for you. Have you identified an actual instance in which that has happened?
Personally, I haven't identified it, but the news media is covering it even now. Matter of fact, just before I walked into the studio today, it's already being talking about in Texas right now. I believe that's Texas.
All right.
And I don't think that's the first of them.
Pastor Greg Locke, we appreciate you coming on. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you so much for having me.